Okay, guys, we're going to be going into talking about if situations are proportional. And you should remember that proportional means equal ratios. So the first thing we're going to be looking at and deciding if it's proportional or not are tables. So we're going to be looking at tables and deciding if the information in the table is proportional or not. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to remember is that two quantities are in a proportional relationship if the ratios of the quantities have a constant unit rate, meaning that when you find the unit rate of each entry, so for example, here you have the price of 90 cents to 1.5 pounds. Here you have $1.05 to 1.75 pounds. And then here we have $1.20 for 2 pounds. So if we find the unit rate for each one here, and this tells you what unit rate you're finding, it's the unit rate per pound, meaning you would need to, let me get my pen here, divide the price by the pounds. And in this case, each of those came out to a unit rate of 60 cents per pound. Now, that means this information is proportional, okay? So that table is proportional. And we're going to be asking you for something called the constant. So this is something new. The constant of proportionality. Okay, and the constant of proportionality means the same thing as the unit rate. Okay, so let's take a look at this next table. So copy the table down. The table is comparing the price of something to the number of fluid ounces that you would get. So let's pretend it's soda. Okay, so you're getting here 64 ounces of soda for $3.84, or 32 ounces for $2.24, or 8 ounces for 80 cents. Now we're going to test to see if this table is proportional, meaning are these ratios the same? So what I recommend when we test to see if the table is proportional is we're going to find the unit rate of each ratio, because if it is proportional, you're going to have to tell me the unit rate anyway. The unit rate, remember, can also be called the constant of proportionality. Okay, so what I would recommend is making another column here on your table, and we're going to label this unit rate. And we want to find maybe the price per, so the price per ounce. Okay, so that's what we want to find, the price per ounce. So we're going to take the price divided by the ounces. So remember, for those of you who don't, the price per ounce, our known comes from the table. So for example, 64 ounces, nope, that's my bad. That price would be $3.84. That's a decimal. And the number of ounces is 64. So if we want to find the unit rate, that would be x over 1, which essentially means we're going to be dividing by 64 anyway, which is what we would do here. Take the price, divide by the ounces. So we are going to do that right now. Pause the video. I want you to find the unit rate for each ratio in the table. And by the way, when I check your homework to see if you did the notes, I'm going to expect to see work. Okay, once you've figured out the unit rates, you should have gotten, let me get my pointer here. You should have gotten 6 cents per ounce for the 64 ounces, 7 cents per ounce for the 32 ounces, and 10 cents per ounce for the 8 ounces. So since these all have different unit rates, that means this table is not proportional. If it's not proportional, there is no unit rate, which can also say there's no constant of proportionality. Okay, let's look at the next table. In this table, you see information on the price or the cost versus the number of gallons of gasoline. So you'll see that we have 3 gallons of gasoline for $10.50. We have 4 gallons for $14. We have 5 gallons for $17.50, and we have 7 gallons for $24.50. So my question to you is the relationship in this table proportional? So I already have this table set up for you with the third column with the unit rate. Now it doesn't matter which unit rate you find, but think about which one would be the best unit rate. And in this case, it would be the cost, or the dollars per 1 gallon. Okay, so I want you to fill this in. Make sure that you show work. Okay, I want to see work in your notebook. And then I want you to tell me if it's proportional or not. So pause the video right now. I want you to complete the work, answer the question, then press play to check your answers. So the answer is that yes, this table is proportional because it has a constant of proportionality, or a constant unit rate at 3. So you'll see in my table here that I have 3.5 for each unit rate. I have 3.5. That means $3, right? Because I was dividing dollars by gallons. So that means that's 3.5 means $3.5 or $3.50 per gallon. So we're going to practice this in class tomorrow. Also be ready to make some graphs, because then we're going to look for patterns in what graphs look like that are proportional versus not proportional.